Yeah, thank you for the introduction, and I'm just really excited to be here. Transpartisanship is one of those things where I was sort of living my personal and professional life through a lens and perspective, but didn't know that there was a growing community and movement of people who also could see beyond and could see what politics and what our life spheres could be like. So really excited to be with everyone today. Um, just a little bit more background on what we do at Future 500. We like to work with sometimes adversarial groups, sort of groups that love to hate one another. So corporations and NGOs and activists, the political left and right. And really everything that we do is through a transpartisan lens. And the reason I say that is because what we're doing is looking to get those groups together to find smart, systemic, and sustainable solutions to environmental and social problems that transcend current political spheres or the dominant narrative or ideology. So the transpartisan skill that I'm going to focus on today is stakeholder engagement. So what is stakeholder engagement? Well, if you Google stakeholder engagement, it'll tell you that stakeholder engagement is the process by which an organization involves people who may be affected by the decisions it makes or can influence the implementation of its decisions. So that's basically jargon that doesn't mean anything. But at Future 500, we believe that stakeholder engagement is aligning the power of the corporate sector with the purpose of NGOs to establish real solutions. And we do this by connecting thought and opinion leaders on both sides and establishing genuine relationships between the two. So I'll let you in on a few trade secrets that we use to accomplish this. The first thing that we do and that we really emphasize is focusing on the commonalities that these groups have. It's easy to talk about the differences between groups, and those are often prominent, and certain groups would rather have us focus on that, but find what you have in common and really have that be the hook. It could either be legislation in our work often, it could be something like carbon pricing that activists and corporations might both agree on, or it could be something more personal, like two individuals bonding over their appreciation of college football. But just finding that one thing that you can really grab onto and talk about your commonality and expand beyond. The second thing that we recommend is to kind of throw out what you think you know about a group or an individual. Everyone has their assumptions and their notions of groups and people, but you need to come in with not only an open mind, but you need to be ready to have your ideas challenged and have your perspective and viewpoints challenged. And so that's something that we always emphasize at Future 500, that you really need to make yourself ready to accept and appreciate new viewpoints and perspectives, and to really throw out the window what you thought you knew. And for the last one, I'll begin with a poem, one of my favorite poems. It's by Ogden Nash, and it's titled Reflections on Icebreaking. And the reason I bring up this poem is because I think it clearly and concisely gets to the value of the third piece. And this is the poem, so bear with me. It's quite long, but I think it does a good job of summarizing things. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. So the third tool is drinks. I think it's one of the easiest ways to have people lower their guard, and that's especially important because people have to be ready and accepting of new ideas and new perspectives and new people. And even if you're a teetotaler, just being in a comfortable setting, being in a warm environment can go a long way in terms of making someone genuinely connect with you and see the bond and understand your perspective. So these are all things that we use in our day-to-day at Future 500, but it's really just something that applies to transpartisanship more broadly. So those are the skills that I wanted to share with you today. I'm happy to talk more about it, but please feel free to take these and engage away. So thank you.